7 Republicans running for the chance to take on freshman Democratic Congressman Frank Mrvan in the district this November. And Congressman Mrvan joining us right now live. Thank you so much for being with us. First, I have to ask you about this leaked document. Everybody's talking about it, so it shouldn't be a surprise that we need to have a conversation too. But the decision by the courts, at least preliminarily, to overturn Roe v. Wade. What is your response?
Oh, good morning, Adrienne, and thank you for having me today. I am aware of the recent news reporting of the Supreme Court that will strike down Roe versus Wade in the Casey decision and return the matter to the legislative bodies. I am a staunch supporter of women's rights, women's access to medical treatment, and the autonomy over their own bodies and their decisions, and that affect their person. I consider this their human right, and further, I would simply point out that elections have consequences. As we've talked about many, many times, the prior administration nominated and confirmed justices of the Supreme Court that stated very publicly they would respect past Supreme Court decisions such as Roe versus Wade and the Casey. And in fact, if the reporting proves accurate on this very important topic of women's rights, the majority of the court have chosen to do the opposite and push the responsibility of ensuring women's rights to legislative bodies. And I, for one, will be a pro-woman candidate who will vote to restore women's equality and in our society. For me as a father, I have 2 daughters, and Genevieve and Scarlett, and I want them to have the rights that they deserve in a free and democratic country. So I, will be a candidate for women's rights.
Do you think, obviously this is a topic where people have made their minds up. It's very rare that people flip the script and change their opinion about abortion. Do you think this is actually going to fire up more Democrats, though, to actually go to the polls? Will this potential decision rock the vote when voter dissatisfaction has been at all-time highs?
Adrienne, all I can rely upon when we speak of this is that 70% of Americans in polls say that people should have the right to access. Women should have the right to make their decisions. As far as the passions of the day, I, of course, want my voters to know that I will be a woman's candidate to allow them to make the choices with their physicians and with their families. I think that's the vital decisions that we need to make. And as you mentioned, I don't know if it will rally up the Democratic vote, but to most Americans, according to polling, 70% believe that Roe versus Wade should not be overturned. I ultimately have consistently been a supporter of women's rights and will continue to do that. And as I mentioned, for the sake of my daughters, so that they, in a free and democratic country, have the right to make their choices.
It's interesting, Justice Alito leading this opinion and saying that this should not be in law because it's not constitutional to have abortion rights. But we're going to talk more about that. I want to get to your particular race. Democrats holding this district for more than 90 years. But this year, we're seeing as close to a toss-up as possible. 7 Republican candidates, including 2 women who both happen to be veterans. Are you nervous?
I am not nervous. First and foremost, we have, in our last election, won by 16 points. The fact of the matter is that national headwinds are changing. In my district, we've delivered for working men and women. We have focused on the infrastructure bill that will invest in the American domestic worker. Here in Northwest Indiana, we're very, very focused and know that steel is our thriving economic engine. And when I say that, I mean that because I passed and voted for the infrastructure bill that will put people to work, that will invest in roads and bridges and waterways and clean water and broadband for our future. And while we're doing that, I'm co-chair of the Steel Caucus. We focused on making sure we had a Buy American provision, so we use American steel, and we focus on the American worker, and we close the gaps. So to your question, we are going to work very hard. We're going to be connected to our district. I have been very district-centric in delivering results for my district, and we'll continue to do that and advocate for the future.
We have one of your opponents actually coming on a little later on our show here this morning, Jennifer Ruth Green, who's running for the first time. If this was a town hall, what do you think the biggest difference is between you two?
Well, in a town hall I represent working men and women. I represent my district. I was born and raised in Hammond, Indiana, the center of my district. I served as a local official for 15 years of people who were facing emergencies, people who were facing financial uncertainties. And I have served with common sense and have delivered for my district. When I say I've delivered, we had the American Rescue Plan that focused on getting kids back in school, getting the resources back to our local community, making sure that we have an infrastructure bill that gives certainty not only to our working men and women, but to our industry and to all the supporting contractors that will go into that. So if this was a town hall, what differentiates me and my opponent is the ability to deliver for the district, to listen to people while I'm on their doorstep, and to understand from my past experiences to make sure that we are fighting and advocating every day to make sure people have a fighting chance, and today to make sure women have the right to make their choices in a free and democratic society.
Congressman Mrvan, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to actually be joining that opponent, Republican Jennifer Ruth Green, later on Morning in America, NewsNation, tracking this race. Thank you so much. We appreciate your time this morning. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click on the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.